Hi, I'm Katie O'Regan. I'm the artistic director of the Spring Grove Caledonia Film Festival, and I'm here with the very cool new filmmaker, Gabe Leistico. How you doing, Gabe?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Great. Gabe did this really fun short film called Sheboygan. He's our junior filmmaker in this film festival. I curated 11 films for our Sheboygan Film Festival, which is coming up on September 25th on Saturday at the beautiful Stephanie H. Weil Center. And I brought 9 of our award-winning filmmakers that were connected somehow to Wisconsin and to here in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, where I am right now. And I thought, well, gosh, we need an actual person from Sheboygan who's a filmmaker. And so I walked into the Paradigm, which is a very cool coffee shop here in Sheboygan. My friend Kate owns it and runs it and has for years. And I'm like, Kate, man, I need a filmmaker from Sheboygan. Do you know anybody? She goes, oh my God, I got the perfect guy. And this is the perfect guy right here, Gabe Leistico. He's a hipster. So tell us about your film, Gabe.
All right. Yeah, my film Sheboygan, Who Knew? I'm a sophomore right now in college and I'm a film major. Last semester, kind of winding down for the semester and everything, I had this one film class. It was my nonfiction film class. And for our final project, we were assigned a nonfiction film that we have to make within 5 minutes. And be about anything we wanted. It just had to be in the realm of nonfiction. So I had an idea early on during winter break last year that I really would love to make a film about Sheboygan, because I've lived in Sheboygan for pretty much my whole life. I think I just thought it'd be so interesting to finally get a film out there and give you the insider scoop from at least like my perspective. But so I ended up making Sheboygan, Who Knew? It's a short film about Sheboygan and all the little intricacies that make our town unique and stereotypical, and its own little version of amazing.
That's so cool, Gabe. Tell us about what makes Sheboygan unique.
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny. I guess in the film, I'm very I make it kind of seem like it's completely stereotypical and everything, but
yeah.
I think Sheboygan definitely has this charm to it, this unique charm whenever you go to it. You know, it's a spot that I don't know. I have a lot of great memories with. I know a lot of it's big tourist place and stuff, but we got our big draws like the lake. Got 8th Street with
Lake Michigan. Yeah.
And we got 8th Street with all our different little locally owned shops, which are all amazing. And I'd very much recommend go check them out 100%. As much as I wanted to make this film about Sheboygan, I also wanted to, to be like, get back to the local businesses. Make sure you get over there. And they need that. And I really love Sheboygan. As much as I kind of playfully bash it in the film, I think it's definitely a great place for me to have grown up, and for anyone to really grow up or spend time in. Even if it's just for like a weekend or something. It's that perfect little getaway. So
I've never heard anyone ever I lived in New York for a long time. I lived in Chicago for a long time. I was born in Minnesota, but I made Sheboygan my second home about 18 years ago. Because I swear to God, Gabe, the first day I drove to Sheboygan, I was like, I wanted to buy a house and be a grown-up, right? Which is questionable, but I wanted to buy a house and be a grown-up. And I was like, okay. So I was looking around and I was doing my master's degree in Milwaukee, and I looked just up north, because we're only 50 minutes north of Milwaukee, of course, for those of you who don't know where Sheboygan is. And I drove here, and the first day I drove here, I'd never been downtown Sheboygan. I was like, I'm buying a house here. I'm done. Sheboygan's cool. It's got all kinds of really cool art vibes. Doesn't it? It really does. I think it's the lake.
Yeah, no, I think, there's something to it that I think draws a lot of artists to the area. And I feel like that's only increased as the years go on. I feel like there's so many more places to make connections with people and to get your art exposed. Like you mentioned, Paradigm is a great place to just coffee, but also just meet some really amazing local people.
Really and truly, as you know, we're having the Ryder Cup here in Sheboygan, which is remarkable in itself, the world renowned Ryder Cup
Mhm.
during our film festival. We're not having our film festival during the Ryder Cup. The Ryder Cup just happens to be having that Ryder Cup during our film festival.
They heard that the film festival was here, so then they decided, oh,
Right.
when's the Ryder Cup? Obviously.
That must have been how it rolled. It must have been.
Definitely.
All kidding aside, I mean, Kohler is amazing what they do. The
Mhm.
Kohler Arts Center is like truly, when you come to visit Sheboygan, you have to visit the Kohler Arts Center, the one downtown Sheboygan, and now the one outside of Kohler, the brand new one. Ruth Kohler did so much for Sheboygan, Wisconsin. I mean, she was a force to be reckoned with. I take my hat off and ask God to bless her in heaven, because we just lost her last year, and she made Sheboygan. She put Sheboygan on the map, literally, with the arts, and she did it her entire life.
Mhm.
So, we stand on the shoulders of people like Ruth Kohler, really, and Stephanie H. Wildstenter. Stephanie H., the woman who did that, and all the people who helped. And your mom's really cool too. She's an artist. She raised an artist. I really like her. She's a hipster. She works down on 8th Street.
Mhm.
She's a musician, DJ.
I like her.
There's a lot of.
I
You'll
like her.
keep her.
I definitely do. I love that lady. She's amazing. She's very much into that whole community aspect of bringing people together, and just she's at the heart
Yeah.
of it. And again, very much one of my inspirations for everything I do related to art.
So fun. So you know what? I get my stuff in dreams, which those of you who know me know that about me. I'm a weirdo, and I'm a God girl, and I'm non-judgmental God girl. But I get my ideas in my dreams. And I woke up the other night, and I swear to God, I was like, I gotta tell Gabe what we're gonna do for this film festival, because there's so many beautiful seats. Stephanie H. Wells Center is like 1,100 seats. It looks like a Broadway house. It's gorgeous. So I want as many people to come to see our filmmakers and your film as possible. So I'm just gonna let everyone come for free.
Yeah,
You know, because that's how we do, right? Just everyone come for free. This is not a money-making adventure. This is like support the arts, right? I mean, and you know what? Guess what? For some reason, when you do it that way, you always get blessed, because first, it just works. Like you as a, up and coming filmmaker, you get it. You just do what you are supposed to do, and poof, you get taken care of,
Yeah.
really and truly.
I genuinely think as long as you're very passionate in what you do, like you're making the art
Yeah.
for the right reasons, I think people will respond to that. And I don't think it's all about,
Totally.
waiting for someone to respond to it, but I think as long as you're making it for yourself and it's something at the end of the day you can be like, I really like this, then I think that's really all that matters.
I agree with you, but do you make it just for yourself? I mean, I understand. I totally agree with you, but do you make it just for yourself?
I mean, I think all of my ideas definitely start off as just like little fleeting ideas that I have, and I'm like, man, I just want to chase this down, no matter how kind
Yeah.
of different it seems. Because it was interesting in my film class. Like, I think so many of my peers were really kind of taking it more like literally the assignment, like, oh, let me go find something and give the exact history of this thing, and like kind of
Right.
do more traditional documentary style. But I just thought it'd be interesting to kind of turn it on its head a little bit and give it my own little spin, because I'm not I don't really know if I consider myself a smart ass, but I can definitely be a little like a little sarcastic a lot of the times. I don't know. I think it was a good representation, not only like what Sheboygan is to me, but kind of an extension of myself too, of like who I am as a filmmaker.
It's very cool, tongue in cheek. You totally pull it off. It's right on the edge. You guys will love it. It's right on the edge of, I call it tongue in cheek. It's not really sarcasm, because sarcasm to me is negative. You're just being funny. It's funny.
Thank you. I like
You take this stereotype. I saw it. I was like, bah. Right. I mean, you take this idea of this. It's not a tiny town. I mean, in the area, there's 100,000 people, but it's a very, it's a small town. It's Wisconsin. It has its own colloquial kind of feel to it. And the people that have lived here their entire life and haven't really felt a need to leave they're not by any stretch of the imagination podunk or all those stereotypes. They just, who wants to leave Sheboygan? You got the lake, you got a, 1,000 bars if you want to do that. You have every church you want to go to. Great school system. Sheboygan was voted like top 10 place to retire in the world, not the world, United States.
That's something that I've thought about a lot. I'm like, I would love to end up back in Sheboygan one day. Right now I'm currently living in Milwaukee for school because I'm going to UWM. But cool. Definitely one day, after exposing myself to different experiences, I would love to just like kind of end back in a place that I'm comfortable with and that I know will treat me well.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. I like what you said about that fleeting moment where you just want to, you have to grab that fleeting moment, that idea that you have. And, my company is called Sacred Noise Society. And that's exactly what Sacred Noise Society is. Exactly. That sacred noise, that fleeting voice, if you don't catch it, it's hanging right up there. And to me, I call that sacred noise. And so, art, we all know what that is, as artists, right? And it's really weird when you don't catch it, someone else will catch it, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. Because there's also a wealth of abundance of those fleeting ideas in your life.
I think so.
Definitely think. Yeah.
So. I agree with that.
Well, I'm so glad that you're going to be a filmmaker, and I'm so glad that I call you our freshman filmmaker.
That's okay.
Right? Because everyone else is seasoned. What are you excited to have your film up on the big screen at Stephanie H. Weill Center?
It's definitely going to be a huge moment, I think, not only like career-wise, but like just a huge moment for me, like getting a chance to see that. I know my parents are very excited for it, and I'm excited for them to see it up on the big screen. And now that it's free admission, I'm gonna probably see if I can get a lot of my friends to go too.
Tell your all friends, come on over and put I wear like a cool jacket too. You can't see this, but it's like a tuxedo jacket because we're doing red carpet, dude. So put your cool on, because we're gonna be lots of pictures. You're cool anyway, but I mean, it's like you don't have to come to the festival because I'm going to wear a super sparkly dress because I'm like that. I like sparkles. And I'm the MC. So, but it'll be a fun moment. We get a bunch of amazing pictures online we just finished our film festival in Spring Grove in Caledonia. And, the great Ed Asner was there and we lost him, only 2 weeks ago. And so I'm going to do a tribute to him. He was a wind beneath a lot of people's wings, and he was a stellar human being. And so we're going to do a tribute, and he's smiling on you because he was a great champion for the up and coming people and underdogs and all those type of people. And we're all underdogs in filmmaking because it's a hard thing to do, right?
I think so. Yeah, no, for sure.
It's hard to get noticed.
Yeah, I think I don't mind being the underdog. I think that's the perfect place to start off. You got nothing to prove. You're just, like I said, you're doing it for yourself, and you're doing it to just explore it and see what you're gonna make.
Right, exactly. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to do the rest of your life. I enjoy supporting my filmmakers and making films myself. So I'm so excited to have you. I will see you. Come early. Help us with all the back behind. Come have some sandwiches in the green room. We have a green room. It's really fancy. All right. Yes, exactly. We're going to make some ham sandwiches for the green room because, we get hungry. It's from 3 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And we'll have a award ceremony, I think like 7 or 7:30 in between, because a couple people have to go home earlier because of the Ryder Cup. There's hardly any places. There's no places to stay in Sheboygan. So some people have to drive to Milwaukee. So we're lucky we get to live here. And hey, you're super cool. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, definitely. Bye. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye, Gabe.